back out there?
It's good, everyone's getting after it. It's good to kind of just get back to playing some football again. All the 300s, decks, that we had a good summer. So I think we're ready now to just get out there and play some football. So it's been good.
Your group, I mean, obviously you got a bunch of guys out there, and there were like 5 tight ends in the depth chart, and most teams might not even have 5. So what's it been like with your group? It seems like a lot of guys can do a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I think we have some added depth this year. Last year I thought we had depth, but we definitely have it this year. We have a lot of guys who can make plays. So I think that's adding a lot of versatility to our group. So it's been good.
Have you seen some of those younger guys like Blakely, Pistone, as well as Jake Knight come along? I mean, those are all 3 guys that were once committed to Pac-12 schools, and they're obviously good enough to play here. But in terms of like when the lights come on game day, we kind of get to see what they can do.
Yeah, no, I think they've all developed, a lot, and it's good having Chase back, come back from, what he had going on. So it's good having him out there, seeing him run around and stuff, making plays, and Jake's been doing great stuff, and Pistone's been, coming along, learning the offense. It's everyone just finding their roles, and that's what this group's been about. Is we're just going to do whatever we have to do to help win games.
For a guy like Chase, how have you kind of seen him handle that mentally? Because he redshirted 2 years ago, and then maybe thought, hey, a chance to contribute, and he's out for the season.
Yeah, I think he's handled it as good as you can. Because that's not something easy to deal with. Sitting out that long. But I think he's handled it great, and I think he's just excited to be out there again.
With Alec, in the spring, Rid talked a lot about him kind of expanding his game. Everyone's seen him as a blocker, kind of the goal line receiver, but how has he gotten better, and how can he contribute more this year?
I think, just, without Holden and Hardy and, Connor Peters and some of those guys here now, it's just everyone has to step up in the run game and the pass game. And I think Alec's done a great job of that. Obviously, like if you, watch the practices, like he's out there making plays, and so it's been really good.
Is he going to have more than 2-yard catches this year?
Yeah, we're hoping. Yeah, I know he's hoping for it too. But yeah, I know he will. Tight ends again, involved a lot in the pass game, so it's been good.
For you personally, obviously, both your 2 seasons were kind of similar in terms of production for the most part, catches and stuff. What is there like another level that you can take?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm working on it. So, that's the goal this year is just to keep developing, adding more stuff to the game, and just getting out there and doing whatever I need to do to help win games.
Obviously, with a lot of young receivers out there, I mean, is that an area you think maybe you can help in the passing game and take another step forward and kind of help with some of the young guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Out there, right now we're just trying to get everybody, on the same page and all that stuff. And, the offense has been clicking at a high level, so it's been good.
I mean, you've been doing this for a couple of years here. I mean, you're only a junior this year, but you've been productive ever since you came in here as a freshman. What is kind of the feeling for you personally, kind of going into this year, and just what how much you've improved the last couple of years, and kind of what's ahead for you?
Just trying to be more of a leader, definitely out there. But as for fall camp and that stuff, it's a little easier now because you're not running around out there, trying to figure out what to do. You can help, other guys out more, and also develop certain parts of your game that you couldn't before.
How much does it help you? I mean, you've seen a lot over your first 2 years, and you played a lot when you're pretty young, and I mean, you're still only a junior. So, I mean, how much is that going to help you progress even this year and throughout the rest of your Boise State playing years?
I think experience, helps a lot. Just in the games, seeing certain looks, and just having that feel for the game by being out there, in the past. So it's been good, and it's helped me out a lot.
Listening to J-Mac and Brett the last couple of days, you've mentioned being physical in offense. How much is that being stressed to you guys right now?
Yeah, that's our number one goal, is to be physical and hit people in the mouth. And that's what we're stressing every practice, every play.
What impresses you most? We decided, Mick Nichols, and obviously you guys, get along pretty well. I saw you back there. What impresses you most about what he's been able to do and for this offense and for this team?
He's just a versatile athlete, a running back that can split out and legitimately catch the ball and run routes. It's a nice thing to have, and can run over people too. And as you can see, he's gotten bigger, so I'm excited to see what he does this year.
How is he as a pass blocker? He said he's trying to get better in that aspect. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've seen the tape and stuff. How has he done?
I think he's gotten tremendously better.
You've seen him kind of at both during your time here, kind of playing that wide receiver position as a true freshman, and he switches to running back. I mean, how effective do you think that he was at making that transition? And as he said, wide receivers don't take a lot of hits, and running backs are kind of the exact opposite.
I thought he did a great job. I mean, obviously his production last year was pretty good, really good. But I think as a freshman, getting thrown in there is not an easy thing to deal with, and I think he handled it as good as you can. So he's been great.
To see a guy like that, I mean, I know a lot of guys do whatever you can to take care of your bodies, but he's just talking about focusing on the finer details. What's it like to see kind of your teammates come along and and make sure they're taking care of you, of the smallest of things to help them on game day.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's what this offense is about, is every little detail. And it carries over in the training room, weight room, to on the field, to the meeting room, practice, all that.
How good could this offense be this year?
I think, the potential is very high, and I think everyone thinks that. And so we just got to reach it and just come to work every day. And, like I was saying about the details, is just, really key in on that.
Well, I mean, is it a nice feeling? You look around, you see your quarterback, Brett, you obviously have Jeremy, you look at the receivers, the O-line. I mean, it's got to be pretty nice looking around the field when you starters are out there and seeing the group you have. I mean, there's a lot of talent out there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice, but at the same time, you can't dwell on what people have done in the past and, say, oh, well, we've all been here, so we can just do whatever now. It's like we got to come to work every day, because last season was not what we want to have, so everyone's working really hard to, change that.
With that said, how much do you think the workload will change this year, finding you as a target out on the edge as well?
Yeah, I think in the run game, in the pass game, I'm going to have to do more. And so taking that on is, I'm totally fine with that and ready to do it.
Was there ever a time when it just kind of struck you that we were talking about Rippon? Was there ever a time that kind of struck you that, this guy is special, this guy can come in as a true freshman and play right away? Was there ever a moment that kind of struck you that he was maybe a little different?
Yeah, I think it was like in the way he prepared. And it reminded me a lot of like how Grant Hedrick was. It's like that dude was in the film room like a maniac, and Brett's the same way. And so I think that's what's really helped him become the player he is the way he prepares.
What was it like for you to kind of watch him during that Virginia game? And I mean, you can prepare and you can be good in practice, but you kind of really have to wait until the live bullets are flying and the lights come on national television to maybe really figure it out.
Well, I think it shows a lot about him too. He's a gamer. He comes in there and he's ready to compete, and I think that's showed out last season, especially in that first game he played in. He came out there and it was like he's been the guy all along. So he's been great.
What does it do for the offense? I mean, I know that you guys have been confident with people under center in the past, but when you kind of know your guy and you're familiar with him, his tendencies and all that stuff, what does it do for you guys as an offense, this early in fall camp and moving forward?
I think it's big for the trust factor, and I think that's huge for offenses. And, everyone respects Brett and trusts him, knows, that he's doing the right things, he's preparing right, he's going to make those throws, and, maybe if he messes up on a play that he's going to get it right. And so I think that's what's been crucial for this offense is, having a guy that we trust and respect.
You mentioned last year kind of not being up to your guys' standards. How big of a deal has that been, the 9-4 last year, and really trying to get that chip, that blue collar, back on your guys' shoulder?
Yeah, it's been huge. It's been everything this offseason. Everyone has all those games in the back of their mind, and working to change that this year and not let it happen again.
Explain your facial hair.
All the tight ends did it. So Alec Danens came. We lived together, and he came downstairs last night with this. And so I was like, all right, well, I got to do it. And then we were like, all right, now everyone has to do it. And the young guys couldn't do it because they can't grow facial hair yet. But everyone else did it. So just a little fun thing, got to have fun with it.
So. You just real quick about last season. Were you pleased with your production? I mean, it's 35 catches as a freshman, 33 as a sophomore. I know you probably don't really pay too close attention. And were you pretty healthy most of last year? Were you banged up at times at all, or?
Here and there you have those, nicks and bruises, but I'm here to do whatever the team needs me to do to help win games. So if that's, catching 5 passes, but, blocking all the time and getting that done, that's what I'm gonna do. But, obviously, like I want to do as best as I can be. So, that's the goal.